Good morning. Exciting day. We have the power company coming to switch over our power lines. So you can see the new weatherhead there, box. So they're gonna come and run a new cable from our transformer out there, across to that pole and then across to our new weatherhead and move our meter over. So our incoming power now will be fully capable of 200 amps and we'll be able to go from there. Also coming today are the solar panel guys to do the install of the inverter, the battery pack, or the power cell, and all of their work. They think they take about 2 days to do all of their stuff. So it's going to be kind of a busy day for us, which is great. It's fine because there's a lot to do, a lot to get done. It's really exciting. I'm going to have a lot of work cut out for me to once they move the power cables over to our new box, then I've got to move all of the circuits from our house to the new box. That makes sense, right? I've only had one cup of coffee so far, and I don't think it's kicked in. Anyway, my first step is I've got to get stuff cleaned up, get stuff out of the way, and so that when people start showing up to do their work, they're not in everything. And I think I see the power guys coming right now.
That's cool.
What's cool?
That.
The cherry picker? That's what it's called. Or a boom lift with the basket. Yep.
That's cool.
It'd be fun to be on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It would be a nice ride when you're going around with the seatbelt though.
Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I would probably throw up. Luna.
There's Luna going crazy. And just like that, it's done. New cable coming from the transformer, hooked up to the new weatherhead. Excuse me. And meter on the new box. And now I've got to populate our box. So I'm gonna get at it and we'll see how long it takes. So we're timing it. Took them 25 minutes to get everything up and running, and we'll see how long it takes me to get our house wired back up. All right. Okay, so haven't gotten much on film because the guys from the solar company were here, and I got the feeling they didn't really want to be on video, so I just didn't push it, and it's fine. But got our power cell in, so this actually houses our batteries, and over here,
What houses our batteries?
our power cell kiddo.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
and as you can see over here, we've got our inverter mounted. Old meter box is gone, new meter box is in. I'm going to just hook up our range so that Shauna can cook dinner for tonight. I've got to get some more supplies from Lowe's to finish what I'm doing, but this old sub panel is gone. I'm gonna get a J-box here to extend those wires out into the new meter box, and then the critical loads panel is going in here. I thought we were gonna get rid of this one altogether, but this is the new critical loads panel, and this will be what gets fed from the batteries when we have a power outage. So all of these circuits are basically the house, all the household outlets and lights, which we will have the ability to power using the battery during an outage. And of course, we don't have to power the whole house if we don't want to. We can always turn off breakers, or we can make sure lights stay off so that we're not draining the battery too quickly. But that's what we got done. That's what they got done, and I got done with them. Now I've got to go to Lowe's and get a couple of junction boxes, some wire nuts, and some stuff to hook up the rest of our stuff, so that we can have power overnight and so that they can finish their install tomorrow. All right, so we'll get more of that and see you on the flip side. Good morning. Day 2 of the electrical install and switch over for the solar panels. Got a little bit done last night. Had to spend some more time at Lowe's picking stuff out for various reasons, but wasn't able to make as much progress. But as you can see there, I've got that junction box installed and the conduit that I'm running through it. Mostly there, I've got our dryer line here still that I need to run. It was running up, stapled up on the rafters, but I'm going to run it along the wall here, kind of where that conduit is under the stairs and up in Proper Lake. We've got the stuff going out to where the other junction box is going to be, and I've got that. You can see I've rigged up some temporary power. Last night I was able to use the old 100 amp breaker, and I had some 8 gauge wire left over, and so I was basically able to rig up a temporary feed into the what's going to be the critical loads panel, and I was able to hook up most of the house back to it. No hot water yet. I'll get that hooked up tonight or today. They're going to be back here soon-ish. I'd like to get that temporary stuff out of there just so that they don't squawk about it. Not that I really think they will, and I think they'd understand. So yeah, gonna continue doing that, and we'll see how much of it I actually capture on video, but if nothing else, we will show you the final result, which hopefully by the end of the day will be on our solar panels, which maybe with the sun down, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see how it works, but pretty excited. So good morning. Check this out. It's on. It's working. I don't know how well you can see the screen, but we are using our solar panels. This is so awesome. Got all the work done late last night, and we had the batteries charged from the grid, so they're fully charged. And now we're currently using, the house is using approximately 3.7 kilowatt hours. Our panels are generating about that much. We're drawing about 0.03 kilowatt hours from the grid. And I think that's just a standard. We don't have permission yet. So the system's just been installed. So now it's got to be final, verified, and checked before we're allowed to sell back to the power company the excess. So that's why that's not doing that yet, is we're not allowed to have that mode set. But here we got, this is the power cell. Our batteries are actually in here. There's 3. They're capable of outputting 9 kilowatt hours in backup mode. So what that means is when there's a power outage, we have a critical loads panel, which is inside, taking there in a second. And that has the things that if we lose grid power and the sun's not up, then those are the things that we want to have stay on. So things like our freezers and fridges and some household lights and batteries. And then we have the ability to control, not batteries, household lights and outlets. And we have the ability to control how quickly those discharge based on how much power we're using. So take you in here real quick, and I think I pretty much showed you this already, but here is our critical loads panel. So there's 6 circuits on that. So there's 6 circuits on the critical loads panel, and these basically are the house. What's not on there is stuff like our water heater, our oven range, our dryer, and our AC and furnace. Those just draw too big a load to use, where we could power them, sure, but they would drain the batteries like pretty much right away. I'm gonna adjust.
Okay, that's better.
So, like I was saying, it's not that we can't run those loads off of the battery. We can, but they would suck the batteries dry pretty quick. And that's just something, that's a goal that we have for getting an actual like a diesel generator to where, or a propane generator where if we want to run those higher loads, we have something that's actually generating electricity using a fuel of some sort rather than just a solar. That's a future goal. But the immediate goal that we had was we wanted to be using a resource that's available every day to greater or lesser degrees. Now, today is a gorgeous, crisp autumn, you could argue early winter day. Sunny, bright. We're getting maximum output on the panels just based on where the sun's at, and just boom, it's like, what a great day to have your first day of solar and see what the system's actually capable of outputting. And right now it's capable of completely powering everything in our house. Not that we have a lot of stuff on. The girls are at gymnastics. Well, not one's at gymnastics. Shauna has the oldest. They're doing a sewing class, so I'm by myself in the house with the animals. So I'm watching a little college game day. Got the coffee pot running. Obviously, the fridge is on, and a few smaller appliances. So we're not really drawing a huge load right now, but it's power that we're not paying for. Okay, this is so cool. So it's sunset. You can see the sun there, okay? And you can see where our solar panels are over there, and just the ambient sunlight, right? Okay, now this is our first day with solar. So we don't really have anything on in the house. We have a few things plugged in. Ruth is watching the TV. We have a light on in there. That's about it. So we come over here and we go. I don't know if you can see it. Try and zoom in. Let's see if we can get the focus. We are still producing more out of our panels than we're consuming at the moment. The sun is practically set, and we're still getting power out of our system. I love it. So the economics of it all. Our system cost about $70,000 is what we got through Solera Energy. And if I can remember to, when I post this video, I'll post a link to their information so you can check them out if you want to. Brand that they sold us was Generac. And you've probably seen ads for them. They make, from what I see, a perfectly good product. I'm not going to get into I prefer this one versus that one, because I'm not well enough versed to know which one's truly better than the other. If they're doing what they advertise they do, they all do very similar, so I'm not going to get into you definitely want to do this brand over this brand type stuff. Anyway, back to cost. So about $70,000 for the whole system. Obviously, we're financing this. And there are tax credits available, and the way that they did the financing, the tax credit is used as a down payment when they're calculating how much the system is going to cost, how much you can get approved for. And now you're not obligated, excuse me, You're not obligated to use that tax credit when you get it as a down payment, but your payment will go up at that point. They base the start of the financing on you're going to use this money as down payment, so here's what your payment is going to be. So I'll dispel any myths that or misunderstanding people might have about the solar system. We are now going to be using almost zero. I don't want to say almost zero. It's wintertime, so the output production, we're going to see how much our electric bill goes down if it completely eliminates or if we sell some back. But we're not eliminating our electric bill because it's getting replaced by the financing for the system. So how that exactly equals out, whether it's a complete, one-for-one knockout, or if it is, a little bit more expensive, a little less expensive, we're going to see. Our estimation and what we did with the salesman and everything for the system, our estimation is that it will knock out about 85 to 90% of our power consumption. Now that was based off of summertime power consumption that we were doing at our house. So we had our AC running all the time. We had we were much more activity going on. So daytime was longer, higher demands of electricity during the summertime, we think. A lot of this first year with the system, especially over this first winter, is going to be seeing what reality hits. So I guess I'm explaining all this just as is this going to be a money saving for us right away? And the answer is we don't know. It should be a cost reducer, and it's in the long run definitely a cost reducer because energy prices always go up, especially with what's going on in the world, the politics, the economics of it all. Energy costs are going to rise. What's not going to rise with that is our payment for our system. So as costs for the power grid go up, our costs stay flat if we're not drawing from the power grid. The other big thing is the power grid goes down and we don't have power coming from the utility company. We still have power. We have limited power, but we still have power. As long as the sun rises every day, we will have a source of energy by which we can do the things we need to do with electricity on our homestead. And that's really what this move was about. It wasn't about an economical or an economic zero-sum game of trying to eliminate our costs. We were trying to eliminate our dependency on the power grid. And that's the mindset. If you've been watching our videos, I think you understand that's our mindset. We're not trying to say, get away from the system. We're trying to say we want to be able to be away from the system if necessity says that's what we need to do. So this ended up being a little longer than I expected. I'm sorry if it's just long-winded and very boring. Our system's working. We're excited about it. It's kind of one of those things of, it's happening. Now what? Well, now we wait. Now we see what it does. Now we've had a lot of ideas and fantasies of what it's going to do. Now we get to see what it does. And just knowing right now, sitting here, that the sun is providing all the power that I'm using right now is pretty awesome. And it does make us a little excited. Are we geeks for that? Absolutely. And we love it. We embrace it. So I think that's going to wrap up this series, if you will, of the solar panel installation, solar system saga. Solar system saga. And we'll provide updates, obviously, as we learn more and as we experience more when we're starting to sell power back, how the system's going, and all that stuff. I did want to just show you. It's kind of it's a very cloudy, gloomy day. It's supposed to rain a little bit, but I wanted to show you guys. See if you can see this here. We're still producing. Trying to get rid of some of that glare. There we go. Still producing out of our solar panels. Even on a gloomy day, we're still getting pretty much as we're using. Again, we don't have a lot of loads on. We have basically TV on, some Christmas lights inside, and that's about it. But we're still producing on a gloomy, cloudy, rainy day. So is the solar worth it? We think so. Yeah. That will wrap it up for this video, series. And yeah. Until next time, God be with you all in all that you do. And remember, keep the faith, keep up the fight. Take care. God bless.